How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the More Defined podcast. I'm your host, James Chapman Jr., and today this is the first live in-person podcast recording, so I definitely hope you guys enjoy this one. Today we have my guy JaKobe, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself and tell a little bit more about himself before we get going.
I don't know which one to look at. I look this one. Just JaKobe from Ridgeland, Mississippi. Graphic design artist, fashion connoisseur. I don't want to say expert, but fashion connoisseur. Yeah, man. Renaissance man. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Music lover, music collector.
My fault.
My bad.
So the essence of this podcast is a conversation style podcast and everything like that. So if you have any questions you want to ask me, I can definitely answer myself.
Sure.
Things of that nature. I always like to start with a check-in. You can share as little as you want or as much as you want. Kind of 1 to 10. How's everything going right now? And then after you go, I can go myself.
As far as life,
Yeah.
honestly, like a 6, really. I'm good. Like I'm good mentally, but I need to go like harder.
Yeah.
I just been working on like self-discipline and trying to evolve as a young man, and I don't know, I feel like I'm moving a little slower than I should. I'm kind of like a comfort zone right now, so I got a big transitional period coming up, trying to like move and stuff. So just trying to gear up for that, and like like tell myself like, hey, it's about to get uncomfortable, but like let's do this so we can grow,
Yeah.
because you can't really grow in the comfort zone. So it's about a 6, but in a couple months it should be about like an 8, 9. Yeah.
I definitely feel that.
It's really just me holding myself back.
Okay.
So I'm just working on that day by day.
I was gonna ask, because I mean, comfort sometimes isn't a bad thing, but it's like, are you like satisfied? And it sounds like you're kind of satisfied, and so you're trying to push yourself
Yeah.
to get to that next level.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know how to put it. Like, I'm fine where I'm at, but this isn't where I want to be. But I know like where I want to go. Only I can like get up and make myself do that and put myself in that position. So it's just a matter of, okay, I'm not gonna sleep in the day. I'm gonna force myself to work on these, designs, like just stuff like that.
I definitely get you. For me, I would say I'm at a 9.
That's great.
I usually stay around that 7 to 8 range. I'm at a 9 right now because the podcast and everything like that. And
Yes,
so
sir.
it's really big for me to get back to it, especially since I've been off for a good while. I starting later than I wanted to this year, but it's totally fine. Like getting back to vibe for us rolling for this year and everything like that was really big for me. And so everything else outside of this, like work, is going good and things of that nature. So like I'm doing well, but I try my best to stay even keel, not try to get too high or too low. So
I'm glad to hear
yeah.
that, man.
Thank you. All right, this is something that I ask all of my guests. At what moment did you know, or did someone tell you that you had the gift or like the eye for graphic design?
I didn't really know that till 11th grade, because with the Ridgeland,
Yeah.
we went to Ridgeland. But when I went to MCTC, and over
I
there
never
by,
went. I wanted to go, but
it was
I
fire.
didn't have the credits. That's what the thing was.
Dang. MCTC is the reason like I started all the art stuff mostly, because before that it was just like I had like an iPhone 6. I was just learning how to edit, and there was that app Visco, VSCO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the editor
That's
app
old,
for
man.
real.
Yeah.
So I was on that a lot. But when I got to MCTC, I took it 11th grade and 12th grade, the digital media tech class.
Yeah.
So we were in there. We learned Photoshop, Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere a little bit. But I favored Final Cut because it was easier. I wish I got into Premiere more, and even like Logic, like
Okay.
the music editing app.
Yeah.
Like we did everything in there. But what came most natural to me was the graphic design stuff. And I was really like doing projects for like just fun in class, really just for class. And then like I knew they were cool, but my friends were like, "Yo, like put this on a shirt." Like they were really good. So I still got a lot of those designs, posters and stuff in my room to this day. So I get definitely 11th grade. I was probably 16, 17. Yeah, that's when I like knew.
Okay. 11th grade. That's not bad. I mean, I know we're both still young, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad time to really figure out where you had that drive for. So we're gonna take it back a little bit, kind of from the beginning. Were you born and raised here, in Mississippi?
I was born in Columbus, Mississippi,
Okay, okay,
and then we moved down here when I was 3, I think.
okay, okay.
So I mean, yeah, we moved to Richmond, so this is basically all I know. But we used to still go back to Columbus like a couple times a year and visit. But yeah, Richmond that's home. That's where I was raised.
That's funny because being in Starkville, Columbus is not that far.
Yeah, it's not. I used to think it was like the same thing all the time. Cause she was like, we're going to Starkville. I'm like, this down the street from. So yeah, but what was I gonna say?
Okay.
Yeah, Columbus, Richmond. I mean, Columbus, Tupelo, Starkville.
There you
That's
go.
all like
Yeah, all of
that's our
it.
whole family circle. Like mom and dad, they all in that little tri area. I don't know, tri-state area.
Okay, Mississippi roots. Okay, okay. Like you mentioned earlier, I already knew, but for our audience, I graduated from Ridgeland High School.
Yep.
I don't know if we like officially like connected at all when I was there.
I think so. I think it was
It
more
might have
through
been
social
after.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know through social media for sure. But I think it was like
Yeah.
after I graduated. For
Yeah.
real.
Definitely on social media, I think.
But
I
like
feel like I
even
saw you there, but
yeah.
it was just like pass by. And I found out Delisa was your sister. And I was like, that makes so much sense now.
A lot of people didn't know that me and Jaleesa were sisters because we didn't like
I don't think I knew till like I
post
was
it out to like the world or
yeah.
whatever.
I think she posted you for happy birthday, your birthday one day. I was like, that's your brother. Like looking at y'all, I was like, oh
Yeah.
duh, but I never like
When she was a freshman, that was my junior year. I was like really on her to try to figure out where she was doing and how she was doing things like that. But like by the time I got to senior year, I was like doing a whole bunch of extra stuff even then.
Yeah.
So like I hardly even saw her.
I
And so
got you.
people couldn't tell that was my sister because we were never together then.
Yeah.
But,
It was in my first DMT digital
Yep.
media tech class.
Yeah. She did MCTC maybe 3 years, I think.
I
She
think
might
you
have
know
had
take it
it.
too.
Is it only 2?
I know she was in my first year. I don't know about the second year. Well, she might have took it and just not been in the same class.
Yeah,
But she was in my class the first year. Yeah. She's the sweetest person ever. Very kind.
Oh man, I would definitely tell her that you said that. All right. When did you first tap into like the local and like kind of like regional creative community?
That started really 2022 with Alexis.
Really?
When she started the
Okay.
mashup. I think that was 22. I don't think it was 21.
I
Pretty
think it might
sure
have been 21, maybe something like that, like late 21 or something.
it started when I did the first mashup. Because I don't know how I started following Alexis and them, but we just kind of got connected online. And I did the first mashup. And that was the first time I ever had my like art on display.
Okay.
And she did it in like this studio
Yeah.
in Jackson, not far from here. But it was just like it was kind of like just like this actually. A bunch of different artists had their stuff set up on the walls on display and had some music performances as well. That was really cool. And really after that, like that's when I say I kind of got onto the scene and like met like the my peers I have now and really just yeah 20 pretty sure it was 2022.
Yeah.
I think it was like August. I want to say the first match was like August 10th, 2022 or August 11th, some August 2022 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's when I say I got on this art scene for real.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about when did you first hear about the mashup?
I was in the very first.
But yeah, you were in the first one.
Yeah.
How was that experience though? Cause like you said, that was your first time actually displaying some of your work and getting a chance to be around other people who had similar talent.
It was actually very good. I didn't really have any expectations because I never even like met like Alexis or really anybody that was in it before. So it was just me and my boys going, and I was like, I'm gonna do this art show. I'm gonna hang up my stuff, and then remember the night before I went and I met like some I guess like internet friends like I've only known on Instagram.
Okay.
I was like, bro, you're in Jackson. They're like, yeah. I was like, wow, like small world. So I did that and made a lot of connections. Every time I do a mashup, I follow like mad people, and it's just my whole timeline is just new people I've only met like last week. So it was very good though. I'm very glad I did it, and it made like a big impact on me. Uh, it kind of made me understand like the power of community. Because like when you be in like Mississippi, you think like, oh, we don't really have much, or we don't have like the backing, and it's like, yeah, we're a smaller state compared to the other states, but we still have a community of our own that we can like go towards, or we should be able to go towards.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we get divided, but it really just showed me like we do have a strong community in the art scene, and you don't have to just be work in a factory or do sports. Nothing wrong with that, but it's good to know like there's an art scene for you too.
But no, like you were saying though, once you find that community here and realize, oh wait, like we actually do have this here in Jackson. Like we don't have to do like you were saying the typical stuff. I feel like that's actually really big, especially for anybody that's like younger than us, like middle schoolers or high schoolers, feeling like oh they gotta like go out of state to do whatever because that's all they see on social media and stuff like that. But doing it here, finding those people here to like connect with stuff like that, I feel like that's definitely big for just keeping that energy and that base here in Mississippi for real.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was really good seeing the mashup grow because like the first one was in like a smaller studio. The second one got a bigger one. The third one was much bigger,
Yeah, yeah,
and it was just always new people. Like, oh, you're from here too. Like, it was always like a surprise, but it was really like refreshing every time. Like meeting new people and seeing how people were bringing their family members and people from out of state coming. Like, yo, come check this out. So it was very refreshing.
I've asked Alexis about it a couple times, but with everything going on with Vibe, and she's still planning it, we probably won't have a mashup maybe this year, but I know the next one that we do probably next year, and it's gonna be like the biggest one yet. So, like you
Can't
said,
wait.
it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like
Yeah, as it should.
that one's gonna be the best one for real.
Excited, man. Shout out to Alexis.
No, for real. Alexis is the reason why I'm here. So,
She the reason why we're here right now, man.
oh man. So, I know you're really big into music yourself. Where does your love for music come from?
All over the place. I think I didn't really get into music till like 7th grade, but like I guess like 5th grade is when I had like an outlet to do it. You remember like those Barnes and Noble tablets, like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kindles? I got one of those in 5th grade, and my
Okay.
mom put Pandora on it, so I could have like
Pandora was there.
Pandora was like the first streaming service. I mean, it was like kind of like radio,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was Pandora. It was something else, but she put me on Pandora, and I had like Eminem radio, Kanye West radio, things like that, and that's when I really like start learning what I like. And then it kind of just went on. I think I had the Kindle in 5th grade, and then 6th grade I got like an iPod, so I could take it to school, put it in my pocket, and 6th grade is when I got on like iTunes, like all the songs, like buying music for real. So every week I asked my mom, like, yo, can I buy like 5 songs? It'd be like mostly like Eminem or like maybe like a couple of Lil Wayne songs, stuff like that. And then 7th grade was when I was like, oh, I'm a music person. I wasn't calling myself that, but that's when looking back at it, that's when I realized like, oh, this is like something I like love deeply and like really care about. So yeah, 7th grade definitely when I got into it for real. I was always hearing like different music, like of course around the house growing up in Mississippi, and like I really just remember like my dad picking me up from school a lot, and he was playing Anthony Hamilton all the time.
Is Anthony
Like
having CDs?
coming
Yeah,
from where I'm
yeah.
from, like it was super sad songs, but I hear them now, and I'm just like, yo, I see what he was on. Like this
Yeah.
is smooth. So yeah, Anthony Hamilton, the Jacksons, Prince, James Brown a lot too. I
Okay,
never really
James
liked
Brown.
James
Yeah.
Brown though.
Really?
He's always yelling.
I mean, well, he probably is yelling about half of his
I haven't really
songs.
listened to him like as an adult lately, but like
Yeah.
I just remember like when that would come on, I'd be like, "Yo, Dad, what's up?" I might like it now. I have to revisit it. Yeah,
That is one thing I will say. Like listening to certain artists or certain songs, even when I was like a kid, when we were kids, it was like listening to one thing, but like once I got into high school and then even college, like listening to it, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I have
yeah,
a different understanding of the song, number one, but now I have a different appreciation of it too. And like, I'll come back around on a few artists that I
right.
actually like love now. So if you give James Brown a few listens,
I think
but I mean, I still understand though, like, cause he is
it's like
boastful.
scat.
He's
Like
out there.
he
Yeah.
kind of just like ad lib a lot.
Yeah.
But some of it's fire. But I don't just have a particular song I just go to. But I'll check them out for sure.
Okay. Um, yeah, Pandora was definitely the first thing besides the actual radio that I hopped onto for myself too. So
Pandora was a wave, and then I don't know what happened. My mom, she like stopped paying for it, and I was like, okay, just let me buy songs off iTunes. She's like, okay, you get like a couple songs a month, and I was running it up, man. I used to like just be in class, listen like samples, like you know how you could listen to
Yeah,
30 seconds of the
yeah,
song. Like I'd be doing that like in class just at lunch, cause like that was the only outlet. Like I didn't know about like SoundCloud and all that yet.
yeah,
I don't know if it was out yet when I was in 6th grade, but yeah, I was buying music after Pandora, before like Spotify and all that.
I want to say the first time I heard about SoundCloud was 2017, so it was out for a while, but I was
Yeah,
late to the party.
yeah, I was kind of late too. I remember seeing people in ICT on SoundCloud. I was like, yo, what website is that? They're like, it's
Really? An
SoundCloud.
ICT? Oh man,
Yeah.
that's
They're like, this
crazy.
SoundCloud. I was like, what is that?
That's
It
crazy.
was like, it's free. I was like, free? Blew my mind. Rest is history.
You posted about it a little bit on social media. I know we talked about it very little. I actually meant to show you the 2 vinyls that I recently bought.
Oh, yeah, you got some.
But I know you have a really good collection of like
That's
CDs and
cool.
vinyls. What made
Which
you?
ones you got before we go in?
I got a Black
I
Eyed
remember we
Peas
talked
one.
about this. Black Eyed Peas?
And then I have what's his name? Now I can't think of his name. Full Crate. He's a DJ.
Really?
Yeah. So I got this one from that album. I think that's his latest album for real. And then if you scroll
A kid from,
to,
how you say that?
I want to say it's Yemen.
Oh, Behind the Front.
Yeah.
That's fire, man. Look at you, man. Those are your first two?
Yeah, those are my first two.
That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
up,
yeah.
man. It's
So,
never a bad time to start.
I've started my collection.
Do you have any record player?
No, so that'll probably be my next thing.
For sure,
I
man.
have a few things on my list I'm trying to get, so record player might take a minute, but
I got you, man. Don't rush, don't rush. But I mean, you already got the collection, so that's all you need, man.
What made you start to collect your CDs and vinyl?
I don't know. I just no, really, it's because of Urban Outfitters. You ever heard of that clothing site? So like 2016, I got my first job. I was working at Kroger. I was like 15. I remember that was the only spot that hired at 15. So I started working there, and then I like immediately wanted to buy clothes. Cause I was always into clothes, but like I never had my own like paycheck for real. So then when I started that, I started shopping on Urban Outfitters, and I get clothes from there. But they always had a music tab, and I was like, yo, and they had vinyls on there. So I just started buying them off there, and I was like, yo, this is amazing. And then I realized like I started like seeing it was kind of like all around, because like I think at the time, this was 2016, so only other like store that had them was Barnes and Noble and Best Buy. And there used to be this fire store in the mall called FYE, For Your Entertainment.
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah, it's not in the mall
Yeah, it's
anymore.
not. Yeah.
I don't think I don't know if it got discontinued like worldwide or countrywide, but they used to have a great record collection as well. They had CDs, DVDs. It's just like a good entertainment store. It's called FYE. And then so I go there, Best Buy, Barnes and Noble, and I just like start collecting. And I was like, this is something I want to do. But Urban Outfitters is really cool because they had like all the new stuff. Like most of the places I went, they'd have like older vinyls because it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Like everybody, like first week they dropping their vinyls. So it's like 2000s. Like, oh, let me go get this CD.
Getting a vinyl was like you had to know music.
Yeah,
In the 80s
yeah.
and 90s.
So a lot of places I looked had like older stuff, and then our Urban Outfitters would have like brand new stuff, like coming out that year. So that's what really started, and I just kind of made a habit of it. They had all the Travis Scott, Kanye West stuff back then, so yeah, I just kind of ran with that and been going ever since.
Okay. Do you remember the first CD that you ever bought?
First CD, First CD is different from the vinyl. First CD I bought was "This Is It" by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah. When he died, that's when I really got into him because I was like 8. So like I knew him, but I didn't really like know him like that. Like I just knew like ABC. We like the Jacksons.
Yeah.
Of course I knew like Billie Jean. But when he died, I was like on YouTube like all the time. That was really the method. Before Pandora, it was YouTube.
Was
I go home.
where you got everything.
I was watching Justin Bieber, Mind's Behavior, Michael Jackson on YouTube.
Okay.
And a little bit of Soulja Boy.
Because
So
Soulja Boy was
YouTube,
just popping off. Yeah,
like 3rd grade, 4th grade, it was that. And then
Yeah.
5th grade, I got the Kindle, I got Pandora. But How did I get on that topic? What are we talking about? Oh, CDs.
The
Yeah,
CD, the
yeah.
first CD, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
After
yeah.
he died, like I started watching all his videos on YouTube, and then This Is It came out, the movie.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I remember we
His
were in
last tour.
Walmart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We were in Walmart, and I was like, "Yo, that's the CD." She was like, "You want it?" I was like, "Yeah." So that's my first CD. I don't know where it is now. I hate that too. I still got the booklet with like the credits and like the photos from the movie. I don't know where the CD is. I think it's in my dad's old Lincoln, and that's long gone. So yeah, but that was my first CD. And the first vinyl was 2016. It was a Travis Scott Rodeo.
Okay.
That's like my favorite album ever. That was like peak life. Like that came out when I was like ninth grade. That was just a good time all around. That was like soundtrack to my life for ninth grade JaKobe.
I definitely understand that. That 2015, 2016 time,
Yeah,
it was
man.
nice.
Yep.
So I know that you have hella music concert experience.
Yes, I do.
What is one concert that you've recently been to that's been one of your favorites?
Went to GNX tour, Grand National tour.
How was that?
Was that May or April? That was a couple weeks ago, I think. It was either this month or last month. I don't know what day it is these days. But that was fire, man. We went to Atlanta. The tickets were like stupid high since they announced. But they were super high since they announced them like last year. But like a week before, it got to like, cause I bought them like 5 days before. I was like, I would always check, cause like they'll be super high, and then they'll like slowly drop the closer it gets. And some people go to like the stadium or the venue the day of, like in person, who like people who live there, and you can get them like the day of for like $100, like 150, cause they want to be able to say, oh, this is a sold out show. So if they have a couple like few tickets left, they'll sell them for super low. So that's what I did. But of course, I bought them online because we're not in Atlanta. But yeah, I bought them like 5 days before. They were down to 260. I called my homeboy Jeff. I was like, bro, do you want to go to G Next tour in like 5 days? Can you take off work? Yeah. He's like, let me see. He said, yeah. I said, let's do it. So, but yeah, it was a great show. I was wondering how they were gonna do it because I was under the impression that SZA was kind of like the first act, and then Kendrick would close the show, but they went back and forth
They was kind of like
the entire show.
okay.
DJ Mustard opened too, but we missed Mustard because we were stuck in traffic. So, but we saw the entire show from Kendrick and SZA. They really went like Kendrick opened it, and then SZA came out. They did like what's it, like 5 songs each, like back and forth, and they came out and like closed and did like Luther and Gloria, their biggest songs off GNX. It was good, man. It was a great show. I will say it made me realize that I think I prefer an arena show.
Arena shows are different.
Yeah, because it was in the football stadium, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You're much farther back than you think, because like the space for the ground, it has to cover a football field. I never think about that, because when you're in an arena, they can just drop a stage in the floor, and you can stand like right under the stage. So I mean, it was a great show, and of course they had like the big jumbotron screen. But I think arena shows like you can get way more close. It just feels a little bit more intimate. Yeah. Of course, like if you got mad money, you can be front row in the stadium, but I'm not there yet. So yeah, but no, it was a great show, man. I like Kendrick because he don't use like a backtrack. Like he's saying every word.
Remember the first concert you went to?
First was I don't know if it counted a concert, but it was the first Donda show. You know, Kanye
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Donda. Yeah, I went to the very first one in Atlanta. You know, he don't talk or nothing. He's just walking around playing it. And then he did one like 2 weeks later and like played way more songs that I was really pissed about. So I wish I went to that one. But I don't know. I don't really count that one. The first real one was Tyler Creator. He was on the Call Me If You Get Lost tour.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't even in Atlanta. It was in Duluth, Georgia.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like an hour outside Atlanta. I
Yeah.
remember being downtown. They're like, your show is an hour away. I was like, what? But yeah, man, it's a great show. Tyler's another one who doesn't. I mean, what you see online is exactly like that. Like he's yelling, screaming, but he's saying like every word. It's no
Yeah.
backtrack. And it was a great show. He had like the stage like in the back of the arena. Then he has like a center stage,
Okay.
and he had like the boat. He had like a boat set up in the middle of that road through the crowd. That was really cool. And then I think Kelly Uchis opened for him and Vince Staples. We came in like the tail end of Vince Staples set. Tito Touchdown also opened for him, but I missed it completely. We weren't that early. But yeah, Tyler was the first concert. It was great. I kind of wish I went to the Chromacopia tour, the tour he's on now, but I was like, I'll probably catch like every other tour because yeah.
I was actually gonna ask you about the Donda one, but basically you said that Kanye just didn't give you exactly what you thought you were gonna get, really.
I mean, I didn't know what to expect
Yeah,
because like he does like a bunch of those now. Like he'll go on tour and won't perform. He'll just play it and like it's kind of like a big like big sing along really. Cause but that was like the very first one, so I didn't know what to expect. I just know the tickets was only like 130, and I was like,
that's actually really good. Yeah.
no, that was great. So I was talking to this girl at the time. I was like, yo, you want to go to Atlanta like next week? Like it was kind of how the Kendrick thing happened. I was like, can you get off work like next week and we can go to Atlanta? So we did, and it was cool though. I was very satisfied because like at the time I was a big Kanye fan. I'm not rocking with him now. Uh, I'm not down with that hate speech
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
he on some whole other stuff. That's like two different people, and that was only like 3 years ago. Really.
I mean that kind of turned after that tour because he was doing
It's like gospel.
he was doing the gospel stuff. He did Donda, and then that's kind of when he turned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
that's
makes me sad
yeah,
because
me
I
too.
really like used to like him, but yeah, he just on some other stuff now, so I'm not really subscribing to that at all. But the Donda show was great. Lights went out, and you just heard a choir. I was like, and then he just walked out, and it was like real foggy, and but it was cool, man. I had a great time.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Didn't say a word, didn't speak or nothing, just kind of waved around
Yeah.
and, he'll pray every now and then. He was walking around vibing out, man, in the football stadium. It was a great time, though. I was trying to go to the one 2 weeks later, but my
Mhm.
mom was like, nah, because she had to, I didn't have a whip at the time,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
it was up to her, really.
Trust me, I understand those days.
Yeah, it was up to her.
Yeah. So graphic design, would you say this is more a creative outlet for you, or is it like way more for you?
It's really like a creative hobby.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't take it as serious as I should, because I do feel like I could monetize it, but I kind of just use it as like a hobby. Um, the most serious I ever took it was when they were like doing the mashup consistently, because it was like I don't know, I was kind of just doing it for myself, but when the mashup happened, I was like, oh, this has meaning.
Yeah.
I should have realized that before, but like just seeing other people react to it, it was like that made me feel like look at it differently. So that's when I started. Because when the mashup first started, I was using like all my old designs from DMT,
Okay. Okay.
MCTC. So they were like 3 years old at the time, but like nobody had really seen them other than people on my Instagram,
Yeah. Yeah.
my friends that I showed. So like having them on display, it was like entire new life for them. So then I think by like the third or fourth one, that's when I was like, let me make some new stuff. So like, cause it was all the designs like they were new to all the viewers, but they were old to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me make something new for me so I can still enjoy it. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not just super passionate about it, but it's definitely a creative outlet and definitely like one of my favorite hobbies.
Okay. Yeah. It's good though that you still have something that you view as a hobby in that sense, and
Yeah.
that it's still kind of for you in a way and everything like that. Because I
Absolutely.
know once some people get to that point of like, okay, should I monetize this? Should I not? It kind of doesn't feel like it's for them still.
Yeah, that's one thing I struggle with because like I know if I did, like it would do well, or I would hope it does well,
Yeah.
but it just I hate when it feels like work. Like I just want to be able to like pull up my laptop and just like cook. I don't want it to feel like why am I doing this? I don't feel like doing this. So that's something I kind of struggle with now, like as an artist. But yeah, it's still like a favorite hobby of mine.
Yeah. Modeling. I don't know if you mentioned that in your opener, but I've seen a few of your posts on social media with you being a muse for photographer, things of that nature. And then I actually saw you walk in
The takeover.
the Seven Spaces event show that they did. That was my first time going to. Well, no, was it my first fashion show?
You was at the set?
Yeah, I was there.
Did we see each other? The one like in April?
Was that April or March? I can't remember when it was.
Like the one this year?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You was there?
Yeah, yeah. I was like in the third row on the right side at the
Really?
church.
I wish you
But I had to dip, and so, but also too, I knew that everybody was gonna talk to like all of y'all. So I was like,
Yeah.
I really don't feel like sitting around
That would have made me
20,
feel
30
much
minutes.
better if you said something. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do,
Yeah.
but like none of my friends came.
Really?
So,
Oh man.
Yeah, nah, they were all doing their own
Damn.
thing. So it would have
I
been.
feel
It
bad
would've-
now. Like
Nah, it's cool. Like, I mean, I didn't even. It's been done, but yeah, that would have been cool to know you were there.
But yeah, you've walked in a few shows.
Only that one.
Oh, for real? Oh, okay,
That
okay.
was my first one.
Oh man. How did you feel about that show then? How did you
was
feel about
cool.
walking
It
for the
was-
first time? Yeah.
It was a great experience. A bit nerve wracking at first. I remember the first practice. I was like I was questioning, like, do I know how to walk for real? Like, obviously everybody can walk, but like the model walk.
It's a
Like, I was
different-
really
yeah.
like in my head about it. But nah, they were super. They were super encouraging, super patient with us. So that made me feel good. They made everybody feel comfortable, but like it was still like, yo, we got to get this down for the show. Be right for the show. So I'm definitely glad I did it. Definitely glad I was outgoing. I don't know the next time I do another one. I don't know. I feel like I need to work on myself more. But I'm definitely glad I did it, just being more outgoing, because they did it last year. The one last year, in my personal opinion, was better than the one this year. And I actually turned it down because I was like, this is like you guys' first event. I was in the mindset like, oh, this is you guys' first one. Let me see how this one looks. And then if it's great, then I'll do the next one. But the one last year was amazing. And like the whole time I was sitting there, you know, I had a fit on and everything. So I'm just like, dang, I wish I was in this one. And everybody that was in there was like, why aren't you? Like, you can walk right now. I was like, I turned it down, guys. So yeah, it definitely made me, I was definitely happy I did it. It was definitely a good, like, I don't know, I feel like I grew afterwards because it was like, oh, wow, this isn't so bad after all. I'm kind of like closed off, so I don't like working with a lot of people that I don't know especially, so. But nah, it was cool. I'm glad I did it.
So all the fits that at least you had on, were all those yours? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really have to buy anything. They was like a pick your category, so I picked my 3. We had like 4 though, but oh yeah, the 4th one was designed by Sai.
Yeah, yeah,
Her
yeah.
name Sai.Dubai on IG. She designed my 4th and final fit. She designed my 4th and final fit.
Okay.
The button up, and then she did customize some pants as well. So the 4th fit was totally her design, and I really liked that fit. I wish I stayed around and took more pictures, but afterwards I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was feeling weird, so I was like, man, let me get out of here. So
Yeah.
I didn't take as many pictures as I should have with her and other people. I just kind of got out of there.
Personal. That's something I want to get into actually. Like that's something I've always kind of like seen myself get into. Like
What, modeling?
yeah,
Let's do it.
modeling. Like walk. I've never been on the super high fashion tip, but like walking in shows or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like that's something I was thinking about as a kid.
It's not as deep as you think it is. I mean, I'm not like no supermodel by any means. Like I'm like, that was my first show. I got one more show than you, so
Yeah.
you know, like it's not that deep, bro. Just, you know, and you don't have to. I think when it comes to like fashion and stuff, just like do it for yourself. Like, you know, obviously everybody has influences. Like in 7th grade, 8th grade, I wanted to dress like Tyler Creator.
Yeah.
9th, 10th grade, I wanted to dress like Travis Scott and Kanye. So now it's like I'm kind of like a hybrid of like all my influences. Now I really don't even care no more. I just want to be cozy. So you'll probably see me in these baggy pants like every day. Like, but yeah, just do it for yourself, man. Just find out what you like and, you know, experiment, try new stuff, and, you know, do it for you. That's
Yeah.
what I would say.
I talked to somebody else who was actually in that show too.
Oh, yeah?
And they basically told me like the same thing. Like at the end of the day, it's got to be for me.
Yeah,
And if
man.
I don't really like it or whatnot, then it's not gonna have any meaning to it.
It's just about being comfortable, man. Like, you know, yeah. And don't care. It's not about like who wore what first or who did what first. Like, because everybody gonna wear something before you. So yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing. Like I know I don't have a super extensive fashion sense or whatever, but like the stuff I do like, I like wear it a good bit. And so like that was one of my main drawbacks. I was like, I don't know if I have anything that'll like look good or whatever
Really?
or whatnot. But I do know at the end of the day, it's about how I wear it too. And so one of these days I'll figure out how to
It's not that hard,
step
man.
into it.
I look at it as like like whenever I get like a new piece, I'll find like what I want to build around. So like when I start getting like these like these are like motocross
Yeah, yeah,
jerseys.
yeah, yeah.
So like if I get like a new shirt or like a new jacket, I'm like, okay, let me build the fit around this piece, and I just go from there. Or if I get like new pants, let me build around these pants. So just like start with like one piece you really like, and then just build around it, and then yeah, just go from there, man. It's not hard at all, man. Once you get going, and then it's not about like you don't gotta have like designer everything. Like just like get something comfortable for you, like within your means,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and just find out what you like, and then that stuff will start popping out more to you, like the stuff in your lane, your tax bracket, whatever you want to call it. Like yeah, just you just gotta start, and then you know it'll kind of just flow from there.
So you mentioned a few other people that you try to like kind of like dress like and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Were you kind of always into fashion from that element, or was it something that you kind of like tapped into once you kind of saw more people that you started to follow more?
It was definitely people I started to follow. That kind of happened in 7th grade, the same when I realized like I was really into music. Cause I remember I started watching, you know, Tyler Creator. He was in Odd Future.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started watching their videos, and the way they just had like they long socks with the Vans, kind of like that West Coast style. That was like the first time I saw that, saw somebody dress, and I was like, I want
Yeah.
to dress like that.
Yeah.
So it definitely started with Tyler. I can really tell you like every year like who I wanted to dress like. Like 7th, 8th grade, it was Tyler Creator, like Earl Sweatshirt and them. And then 9th grade was like the Kanye like obsession. So I would watch like videos of like small YouTubers like how to dress like Kanye West. So 9th grade was definitely Kanye, but I didn't have no money in 9th grade, so it was kind of like, you know, I was kind of balling the budget.
Yeah, yeah.
But then 10th grade I got a job, so 10th grade is when I went like full force, and that's when I really started putting it on for real.
I got you.
So yeah, 7th, 8th grade was Tyler Creator. 9th, 10th, 9th and 10th, it was like a mix of Kanye. It was mainly Kanye, but like 10th, 11th grade, it was like Travis Scott. They kind of dressed the same,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like, kind of merges together. But yeah. Most high school, it was Kanye and Travis Scott for sure. And then after that, it was just whatever, really. Whatever I liked that day.
Do you have a kind of like a main thing you do in terms of whether it's thrifting, or do you have like certain stores that you kind of always look for your fits? Or
Online shop.
okay, online, yeah.
It's hard to, especially like in high school, it was hard to like find stuff I like. But I don't know, maybe I was just lazy and didn't like to look around because I didn't like going to the mall and stuff. So definitely online shopping, ASOS, Urban Outfitters, stuff like that. I'll always give out the site too. Like if anybody ever needs the site,
You're not a gatekeeper at all.
yeah, if you want to ask where I got it, like I will give you the link to it. So yeah, I was mainly online shopping most of the time. It was hard to find stuff like in person for real. The only time I really shopped like in person, like on locations, like Black Friday.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do that. I didn't mind that at all. But now I don't really thrift, but I got a friend who thrifts, and I just buy it through him. He's kind of like a thrift dealer, if you will.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out to Dalen. I forget his page. I have to tag it though. But yeah, he thrifts. He'll buy like a big bag of like stuff, and like he'll sell like $5 tees and stuff. So yeah, that's like my thrift plug.
All right, we're at this last segment here. Just a few more questions. First one, what is one gift that you have that many people don't know about?
Oh no. I feel like I display all my talent. Maybe it's something I haven't discovered yet. I don't know. I think I got a really good ear for music. I don't know if that's a gift or me just pumping my own head up.
I mean, it's good sometimes, though. You got to pat yourself on the back every now and again.
I don't know yet. I feel like it's something I haven't tapped into yet. Might be a really good musician in a couple years.
Okay.
Stand by for that question. That's not in a couple years.
Give me 3 of your favorite Mississippi music artists.
Artists? Navia. Ooh, is it like bigger artists or like local?
Just whoever from Mississippi.
I mean, you could say like Ray Shrimmer too, or like well, I guess I could say, I go. Man, I'm thinking of everybody now. I go Navia, Toshiki Kai, Um, Lori Walker Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all like 3 local artists. The people are actually like pretty close with actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my favorite Mississippi artists
Okay.
for sure.
If you definitely haven't heard of them and you're in Mississippi, definitely go check them out.
Most definitely.
If you could travel back to a certain decade or year, what would it be and why?
I traveled back to 2020, man, and
Okay, what was in 2021 that was
no 2020.
okay, 2020. What was COVID, yeah, but what was 2020 like for you?
Bro, I made so much unemployment money, and I blew it all. I want to go back so bad, bro. Like I could have had a car, apartment that year. Like I was working in the mall at the time. I used to work at Journeys.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
of course, the mall got shut down in like April, May, or whatever. We were getting unemployment checks, man. Those were a blessing. And slowly but surely, I like pissed it all away. Not all of it, but like
Yeah.
once they got to a certain amount, I was like, what did I even do with this? Like I have nothing to show for this money gone. So I would go back to 2020 and save my unemployment money. That's what I would do.
All right, our last question. This kind of trips up some people, but I'm gonna try to read it slowly.
Okay.
If you owned a library, what kind of library would it be? A music library, a regular book library, or a movie/TV show library?
Definitely music, but I wouldn't mind like movies too. Probably not no books though. I'm not big into books.
Not really.
Nah, I mean I read comics, but you know, a comic,
Yeah,
30,
yeah.
40 pages. Like they be like, that's not a book. I'm like, all right. But definitely a music library. Um, yeah, music library for sure. Just organized, probably organize it by decade.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah. You mentioned the comic tip. I know one of the first things that you were doing graphic design was trying to get his name right. I don't want to butcher his name.
Static Shock?
Static, yeah. Static Shock.
Yeah.
Did you discover him on the comic scene or was it the TV show?
TV show.
Yeah.
TV
Okay.
shows come on Saturday mornings on like it went to CW. It was one of like local channels, Channel 4 or 5, and I just remember him. I just remember every time I saw him, like as a kid, I was like, "Yo, why don't I hear about this more?" Because like you know, you always got like Spectacular Spider-Man, Batman Brave shows, stuff like that. But I was like, "Yo, why isn't he on like Disney Channel, Nickelodeon?" So like I'd always forget about it, then I'd see him one morning, I'm like, "Yo, it's Static Shock." Like, so what really made me get to him like as an adult was he got this new comic series. I think it was 2021 that started, and cause Static Shock, he's DC.
Yeah.
But he was created by Milestone. Milestone
Okay.
is this black-owned comic company. I think they're from Michigan, I believe. One of the Midwest states up there. But they started their like Milestone universe back up, and it's a couple different heroes in there, not just Static, but he's the most popular one. He's kind of like their Spider-Man.
Okay.
So, and he's like the only kid in the group. So he's like he's most relatable for me. So when he got his comic run, I remember Offbeat was posting them. And they, you know, Offbeat record store.
Yeah.
They had like the comics on hand. So I was like, yo, that's Static Shock. So that's what really got me into comics was Static Shock.
Okay.
And then I started looking around. I see like different Batman, Spider-Man type comics. Never saw Blade. I wish Blade got more shine, but he actually does have one now, but I'm not even reading as much now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Static, that's what got me into that. And then that's what made me want to do like the graphic design for him. Because when I first started, it was on like music artists. Like I had like Tyler Creator, you know, ASAP Rocky, and then like a couple of sports. I had like a Dennis Rodman poster.
Okay. Yeah.
But when I told myself, like I said, when I was doing the mashup, it was like all my old stuff from high school, and I started wanting to like challenge myself. That's when I started the comic book stuff. I did a Static Shock piece that was really popular, at least amongst my friends, and then I did like a Speed Racer piece.
Okay.
You know, Speed Racer used to be a comic and an anime. It was Japanese, and then the Americans took it, and you know, I like the American version too, though, because I mean, I can understand what they're saying in the show, but yeah, Static would definitely got me into comics, and I definitely wish they give him a movie and give him as much shine and funding as Spider-Man does.
Yeah.
Or Batman.
Well, JaKobe, I definitely want to thank you for giving me some of your time today, being able to share some of your story and your
Thanks
experiences.
for letting me be the first live
Yeah,
in-person interview, man.
I definitely appreciate it. And this live, I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty big and everything like that. So yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thank you once again.
Shout out to James, man.
All right, this is More Defined. I will see y'all next time. Huh?